Morning guys, it's Saturday, 6:30 a.m. Just sat down with a coffee. I'm gonna do an hour of work and then I'm gonna head to the gym and train with one of my best friends, Al, who's also a client who I've coached for almost 2 years now. This is our Saturday morning tradition. Train. We don't actually do the same session, we just go to the gym at the same time. I check his form on a few things because he is one of my online clients, and then I'll, as usual, get breakfast at the gym, and I'm heading down to a beach club this afternoon with some of my friends. So the work that I'm doing now, and I'll take you through the rest of the weekend. So I have a couple of check-ins to do, finish off check-ins for Friday, and then that's them done for the week. I have a client setup to do. It's actually an old client that's chosen to come back on board for summer, which is great. Actually, for the rest of the year, to be fair, we've got plans to do a body recomposition fat loss phase for the next 3 months, and then transitioning more into a performance phase with potentially a marathon towards the end of the year. So that's very exciting. And then I have some videos to review from the coaches. So every Thursday, the two coaches that work for the brand Athletic Aesthetic, Harry and Peter, they send over a Loom video running over their entire client base, any issues that they're having with the clients, and just a general kind of rundown of their progress and how things have been this week. And that means that I can still oversee the entire client base, the entire business, without having to do all the check-ins, because it's just unsustainable to be coaching that many people yourself. So this is something that I've always done, and I really enjoy it. It gives me good visibility of the entire coaching team and the client base as well. So I'm probably not going to be able to get through all that in the next hour, but I'll probably do a little bit of work at the gym as well. But I love Saturday. There's not too much structure, which is nice to have a little bit of a break from that, but I still do bits and bobs. We've got our summer program launching tomorrow, which is exciting. So I've actually just been setting up a retargeting ad as well for that, where basically we spend money to push it to our current followers so that they see, and if they're interested, then they can message us and jump on a call and discuss that. So yeah, I'll take you through the weekend. This will be a vlog of the entire weekend. I think it's unsustainable to do vlogs every day, is what I've realised. And I think, as you'll have seen, my days are fairly similar, so I don't want the content to ever get boring, but I'm definitely going to keep pushing it. So yeah, going to get stuck into this, and I'll probably take my camera to the gym and get a few clips as well. So I'm going to run you over quickly how we do a check-in with the clients. So we have all their program set up on our app on TrueCoach here. This is the coach's side, so it looks a little bit more complex. Basically what you can see here is all their training sessions for the week. So this client I'm working with at the moment is called Evan. He's actually like really high up in Barry's boot camp in Seattle in the US. So he is a trainer, but he also coaches trainers and hires trainers for Barry's in the US. So we're on a journey of body recomposition, so building muscle. We did a big fat loss phase with him where we stripped him right down, got really lean. This is his starting photo here. So he was in decent shape when he came on board. This is him now, I think 3 kg heavier, but leaner with better body composition. So in between that, we done, as I say, a fairly aggressive fat loss phase, and we got him down from 90 kg all the way down to 82 there, and then we bulked him back up there, so you can see. So we track all the clients' training, their metrics in the coaching app. That's where they fill in all the data for us. We also link up TrueCoach and MyFitnessPal together so that we can see their macros and calories coming through. You can see he's tracked everything so far this week. The clients check in through a form each week with various responses here. I'll obviously read over them and obviously check everything on their profile, their visuals, their progress photos, all their metrics, their data, and then we track their client journey in the spreadsheet as well. So on the left, you have the date, what phase of training they're in, what phase of body composition they're in, surplus phase for Evan, and we're obviously going to continue that longer than that. We've got a target weight to get up to about 95. We've got their average weekly weight. We've got the rate of gain or loss each week. So you can see here, on average, he is gaining 0.5 kg a week. Wouldn't want to be gaining any quicker than that. Obviously, it does fluctuate a lot. We've got the calorie intake. So generally with someone who is trying to gain, we'd have to increase the calorie intake over time. He does 2 cardio sessions a week just because he enjoys it. And then he has his step count as well, just consistent at 10,000. So client journey here, so they can visualize exactly where they're going. It's good for me as well to track the average weight. So 3 components to the check-in really is reviewing the reviewing the messages that they've left for us in the actual check-in form. That's very much kind of like week to week, whether there's anything that's come up or anything they think is coming up that needs to be addressed. That could be, I've struggled with consistency this week, I'm going traveling next week, I'm going to this hotel, can you help me, can you change my program, those sorts of things. And then we obviously monitor everything that they do in the app, so we have full visibility of all their training, their nutrition, their data as well. And then the road mapping sheet is just to kind of, for me and them, to visualize where they're at in their journey with us, and they can see what is coming up over the year. A lot of clients, we've mapped out fat loss phases after their lean gaining phases. We've incorporated holidays as well. This is genuinely, although it's a very small, and it's a kind of small addition to the program, it looks very simple, it's an Excel sheet, but that has helped our retention massively, and our retention is very, very good. And a lot of people have asked me kind of how is it that good, and I genuinely think it's down to obviously quality coaching and all the gimmicks of the coaching app and stuff like that, but I think it's the fact that we are very, very clear and solid on the client journey, and they know exactly where they're going, so that when their term with us is coming up, let's say they've paid for 6 months and they're up for renewal, they know that past that 6 months they've got something to work on. They know they're going into a fat loss phase, so they'd almost be kind of silly to want to leave the program, if that makes sense. So yeah, they're fully supported, love doing the check-ins. I'm only working with about 35 clients at the moment, which is less than I've had in the past, but I think it's a really good amount for managing the team, still giving the clients a good service, and also having a little bit of free time as well. So I'm enjoying working with these individuals, and a lot of the people I work with now, and a lot of the people that the coaches work with, to be fair, they've worked with us for a long time. Like, I've been working with Evan for over a year, and it just goes to show that they're happy with the service. So that's how we do things. So training wise today, it's my final weight training session of the week. Saturday's always an upper body pump with a bit of mobility, but obviously I've got high rocks in, I think it's 5 weeks time. We did a big high rock session yesterday. It was actually really, really good. I felt like the first 2 sessions that I've done, I found them really, really tough. I think just getting used to running after doing something else. Like, obviously my background of running is just running, like long distance running with interval stuff, never doing high rocks, going from stations into runs. So I found it very hard to adapt, and I found the running part of it really tough, because we've obviously been pushing ourselves really hard as well. But yesterday was great. So we did like the standard buy-in. I think it was 1k run, 1k ski between the two of us. We broke it up into 250s just that we could rip it really fast. Then we did some sled push and pull work, because that's something that we struggled with the week before, and I've never actually done a sled pull until yesterday. So that went really well, but we basically figured out that we've been using this sled outside at the gym, and the friction is just so bad, so it just wasn't moving last week. So we actually used a good sled this week, and it was absolutely fine. Sled pull is quite hard, but we got used to that as well. And then we did some burpees. And then what did we do? The last one that we did was a 500 meter run. It was like 3 rounds of 500 meter run. What would it have been? About 20 meter walking lunge with the 20 kg, and then 250 row. And then we repeated that, and then we did a buyout of 1k run and then 100 wall balls between the two of us. So really, really good work. I actually really enjoyed it, but this is where I'm going with this. My body is sore. This is why, like, I don't really like high rocks. I don't think it fits very well into like a training routine where you're really trying to push your strength and push your physique, because you just end up being really sore. So this session today essentially is going to be tapered down because I'm hurting in the lower back. Like, not in a bad way, I can just feel it. Like the muscles are just a little bit tight. So I would have done a heavy overhead press today, barbell, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm probably going to jump on the machine and just do some shoulder press. So literally today it's just getting a little bit of volume in the upper body, getting a good pump, and rounding off the week. And then tomorrow we've got an easy longer run. I think we're going to do 16k tomorrow. So it's lots of training, but it's going really well. But it's all about just managing recovery and fatigue when you are doing like high rocks, which is, it's very, very high intensity training. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. I think we'll actually do really well, and I'm looking forward to like getting fitter and better at those sessions. But I'm definitely not going to do a high rocks after I've done this one, unless I have a big kind of change in the way I'm feeling and thinking over the next few weeks. But yeah, I'm just going to get my stuff ready now and head down to the gym and get a C4 just to get hyped up for the session. So I mentioned the C4 before, and it's getting hot in Dubai, so Al has got them in. What is it? What would you call this?
A cooler. A cool bag.
A fanny cooler.
Funny cooler. You're a funny cooler.
This is, I don't even know if this is the flavour, but it tastes unreal. Wait.
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah, fasted. So, training session done. I didn't actually film any of it, but I did actually put that session up on my YouTube a couple of weeks ago anyway. So I subbed the overhead press for a seated shoulder press because, as I say, feeling a little bit fatigued there, and then just got a good pump on. Did vertical pull, single arm pull down, horizontal pull, chest supported row. Did some weighted dips with 20 kg, just 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps there, and then some biceps at the end with a good bit of mobility work as well. Had some food. As I say, I was with my mates, so I didn't want to whip the camera out too much, but just back at the apartment now. I've just filmed an onboarding video for this new client, so essentially just running him over what I was mentioning in the last clip about the check-ins. So I've actually worked with this client before. I worked with him for, I think, a year, about 2 years ago, so he had about a year off, and he's come back now. So obviously he doesn't need as quite a detailed onboarding video as some of the other clients because he knows what to do. Essentially, it's just a case of running him over his actual targets, his training split, and some of the new developments that we brought to the program with the road mapping sheet there. So he's going to be getting going on Monday. But what I'm doing now is 2 videos to watch from my team. So Harry, one of my coaches, as I say, I'm reviewing his client base, and also my setter on Instagram who helps me communicate with people in my Instagram account to help communicate with leads and things like that. So I'm reviewing his work, and that's a big part of like my job now. Is yes, obviously I'm coaching my own clients, but I'm overseeing the members of my team, and I think the best way to do that is, well, one of the most efficient ways outside of calls. Obviously calls are great, and like we have a weekly meeting with the coaches, and I have a call with my setter 6 days a week, but it's just sending really short Loom videos over at the end of their shift, letting me know kind of how things have gone, what's gone well, what can be improved on. And it also gives me visibility of what's happening in the business without messaging them and asking them. With us all being in different time zones as well, is definitely an efficient way to do it. So I'm going to watch those videos, get an Instagram post up for later on today, and then head out and take the afternoon off work and be at the beach club for a few hours, and then probably come home, cook dinner and go to bed. And then we've got 16k in the morning, so I'll probably video a little bit of that as well. Back at the gaff, just watching some YouTube here. Been watching these guys from Australia. Alfie Gets Hard and Elastibai, actually such sick content on YouTube and Instagram, but just plugging away at a little bit of work as well. This is the reality of it. Everyone looks at that Dubai lifestyle, the beach clubs. This is Saturday night, working on getting a client transformation post up today, so that'll be 2 posts on Instagram today. And then tomorrow I'm going to be doing the post to launch the summer program officially. So yeah, content never stops. But I've really been enjoying working with Mark, my videographer, it's actually the first videographer I ever worked with a couple of years ago. Took a bit of time away, worked with someone else and come back to him because I think his style suits me best. But I've been really enjoying getting some quite not cinematic content, but just really, really high quality stuff. So I've got loads of raw clips from the shoots of him to use for future content going forward. So yeah, really good. But I'm going to get this client transformation up, get that posted, collaborate with Harry, because it was one of his clients that we're posting today for the result, 10 kg fat loss result. Really, really good going into summer, going to inspire a lot of people with that one. And then I'm going to cook a steak for dinner, and that'll be it. Ate pretty clean at the beach club. I don't think I got a video of the food, but I had sushi, a poke bowl, and a fruit platter. And with my steak, and I think I'm actually going to have sourdough with my steak. I just really fancy some sourdough today. That'll take me to around 2,900 calories today, and I'm really enjoying consuming around 2,800 to 3,100 calories per day. And I've actually been leaning down quite a bit on that over the last few days. I've been doing a good amount of steps, averaging around 13,000 steps a day, which is inclusive of the running. But I'm feeling good on that. I feel like my energy is consistent. I don't feel sluggish and lethargic when I'm working. And I have enough energy to train hard as well with my running and my lifting. But I'm doing 16K tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to fuel up before the run, and I'm probably going to order a couple of gels off InstaShop tonight, which is like an app that basically delivers anything to your door within like half an hour in Dubai. So I'm going to get probably just one gel for the run, and I'll probably take that around 8-9K. But yeah, that's the evening tonight. Might record the food later on. I'm just going to crack on and do a bit of work. Yes, guys, just winding down a little bit this evening on Sunday by doing some work. But I thought I'd run you over kind of what I've done this weekend. I didn't really film much of it, to be honest, apart from the beach club, because, to be honest, most of it was just work, and I've literally posted that on my last 2 vlogs, and I want to keep the content fresh and different. So I'm going to just ride out this vlog over the next couple of days and include the good bits. I've got the videographer booked again on Tuesday morning. I'll probably just go to the gym next to me again because the content actually turned out so good in the sun, and I want to make the most of that gym before it gets too hot. And I'm really pushing the content at the moment. I've reallocated a little bit of the marketing budget this month, so I've actually brought down our ad spend on Instagram, and I'm going to put that into content instead, just because essentially we found a new way of reaching people on Instagram where we don't need to spend as much money, but I want to reinvest that into marketing with the content and stuff like that, because as I say, like if I get some good videos and photos now, I've got that content forever. I can post it next week and then I can redistribute it later on in the year, and I'm really enjoying that side of things. So I just had a consultation call there with a guy from New York. He's actually really high up in Barry's boot camp, so he actually recruits coaches and trainers for Barry's boot camp, and he will come on board. He's starting in 2.5 weeks time, week beginning the 24th of March, and he'll be our third Barry's boot camp coach that we've got on board the team now. So coaches need coaches too. He was a referral from one of my other clients who I've worked with for almost 1.5 years, who we got an amazing result out of, lost 10 kg and got shredded. So it just goes to show the old school kind of referral system, it does work. Like if I look at the clients that we bring on each month, I would say around half each month are from referrals and inquiries through referrals and stuff like that. So yes, paid ads are one thing, reaching new people, reaching new audiences, but you can't beat referrals. It's 0 cost per customer to acquire them, and you generally get really good clients and get good results in them more and more. And our client numbers are going up. We've not had a month where we've not significantly grown in terms of client numbers. So it's just going up and up and up. And if we can keep on this trajectory and just keep the wheel turning, keep the coaching quality as high as possible, then we're going to be in a very, very different position by this summer and then the end of the year. If we keep growing at this rate, I think in 12 months time, we honestly will be 70% bigger as a business in terms of client numbers, which will be absolutely insane. So I'm not focusing on doing anything crazy at the moment. I'm literally just focusing on staying consistent because it's working. Month to month, it doesn't feel like much, but when you look back at every quarter, the client numbers are going up and up. So really pleased with that. But tomorrow's my heaviest work day of the week. Check-ins. I think I've got two consultation calls tomorrow and 2 calls with clients as well. So I need to get up really early. My first call is 6 a.m, so I'll probably get up at 5:30, have a coffee, and then start work then. And I've also got to hit legs as well. So it's full on, but once Monday's out the way, the rest of the week isn't too crazy. So yeah, that's me. Yesterday, obviously just went to the beach club, came back and literally just chilled. Did a 17K run this morning with the boys. I actually got some videos for that, so I'll put those in this vlog as well. Just a nice, easy 17K. I think the average pace was 5:38 per kilometre. Average heart rate was sub 140, so I was really, really pleased with that. Just literally just clocking those miles. I think it hit 34K this week, so we'll probably do a little bit more next week. But again, I'll video some of that. So checking out for today. So I'm actually just doing some evening mobility. You can't tell, but I'm actually in the pigeon pose at the moment. I might make a separate video on mobility, but
Did the 17k run today. Actually feeling good. Body's feeling great, to be honest. Got a fairly decent sleep last night, but I'm just trying to open up the lower body a little bit. Because I am training legs tomorrow, so I'm training legs on Mondays now, because generally the runs we do on the Sunday, although it was fairly long today, they're not too fast, so my legs are fairly conditioned. I won't get too sore unless we run, like, I would say sub 5 minute 4:45 pace, and today, as said in the last clip, we were closer to like 6 minutes there, but nonetheless just opening things up so that I can have a good lower body session tomorrow. I will actually film some of my workout tomorrow, because there's some cool functional movements in there that will complement running, like deep Bulgarian split squats, some Peterson step downs, stuff like that. But yeah, today opening up the hips, posterior, so glute stretch, and I'm going to go into a hip flexor stretch as well, and I might do a little bit of groin. That's going to just kind of open up the whole lower body, help decompress the spine a little bit before I go to bed, which would be nice, so I'll wake up hopefully feeling fresh and not sore. But yeah, rounding off today, just wanted to kind of document this a little bit, because I do a decent amount of mobility. I always do 5 to 10 minutes mobility before my actual training sessions, maybe sometimes 15 minutes. And then I'll get down on the floor a couple of times a week and do a few stretches as well.